Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode on my vanilla Minecraft server. And I've actually been working on it for a few days now. I know there was no episode Friday. That's because I hadn't really been on here since the previous episode. But I've been on there since then, so... Anyways, I've been fairly busy, as you can see. I got this all hooked up. And it goes down below to a pair of item elevators. And the way I've got it hooked up downstairs, once we get over here. Once we get over here, ow. Probably do that again, ow. And one more time maybe? No. Alright. Basically, I just ran, since there's two rows of hoppers, I ran each row independently. All the way back here. And each row gets its own item elevator. Nothing terribly fancy, it's just the old school dropper vader through the glass. I suppose it doesn't really matter if in this case, if it's droppers or dispensers, but I do know you can't use dispensers for if you're using shulker boxes because the dispenser will try to place it and it can't. Whereas the dropper will just drop it through the glass. I also did run it for a while. Obviously, I did clear out all the drops out of the full auto sorting system over there and put them in here. But the one thing we didn't have a whole lot of, we had all of 8 shards altogether, so there is a little bit more there now. Eventually, we'll get that side hooked up too, but before I can run the item elevators, I need to build the farm because that one's going to take more item elevators due to, otherwise the hoppers get backed up. The old fence post elevator, you only need one, but because that doesn't work. Also, our potato, carrot, and wheat farm is working. I haven't been... Well, because I haven't been on the server much, the raw beef and the leather are basically where they were when I last checked those chests, which was a couple weeks ago. I'm pretty sure this was full before. And I've also continued the wall here over to there. With this setup, I have not had these carts stop moving at all. I know normally with this kind of a system, people talk about doing different things to try to keep the carts from stopping. I've had no issues whatsoever. I was having problems where they would get stuck because as the item travels across, it shuts off each track individually as it goes along. By dropping it down 2 blocks and sending it across, I've had 0 issues out of it. Still need to get a little bit of floor here. But our sheep area is now enclosed. And I purposefully left off the stairs there because I don't want to cover up the grass at all. 3 minutes. And there's not a whole lot of other stuff that I've done. I haven't been on here much over the last few days. Well, over the last week, really. Except for yesterday, I was on here quite a bit. And then today, I plan to be on here a fair amount as well. We do still need to tear up this floor here and replace it with... I kind of want to continue this pattern down. And these guys are very, very loud. Hey there, Mr. Villager. Did you know you're a creature? Anyways, I was thinking, do like I did out there on smaller scale for these. Basically, run the blue so that it lines up with where the walkway should be, all the way around. But the problem comes over here because lighting, it's going to be problematic. Because the lights would be like over here. But I don't think I'm going to work on that right now. Also, because I've actually been working on stuff here, especially like with that, we've actually been gaining sugarcane slowly. It's a fairly high loss farm because of the whole. You gotta let it grow up to 3, and the one will fall straight down, and then also there's some holes that I can't fill because there's redstone there, and those don't work very well because the sugarcane will fly off into the hole. Up top, if I can fly. The way I've got the water stream set up currently, I haven't had any problems with losing. Ow, that's a lot more than I thought I was going to take. Basically, it just pops up, and if you pop it up into water, it'll immediately go wherever the water flows, and it's just the old packed ice and water trick. Torch. I have torches there because while I was placing it, the packed ice is spawnable. Regular ice is not spawnable, but packed ice is. And then you can use, I believe, 2 ender chests line it up better than 2 cakes, but 2 cakes do work. It's because their hitbox is slightly less than a full block, and so it ends up right on the edge there as it goes down, and then you use a wall, so that way, because it's less than a full block, and then as it goes along, it can get into that hopper, and so on down the line. Nothing fancy. I went with the cakes because I can buy those from a farmer, whereas I would have to have blaze powder to get the ender chests. I can buy the ender pearls, I can't buy the blaze powder. And I kind of wish they hadn't changed that. I wish you could still buy the Eyes of Ender directly from clerics, but you can't. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I've updated the map. I don't know. What could we do? What do? We still need to do the melons, and at some point, or the pumpkins and melons, which I think I'm going to go with this kind of a layout. Just so that I can fit as many in as I can. I'll probably have to do it like that. Just because of the shape of the room. If it was a giant box, I would have no problems fitting everything in nice and neatly. It's also why I haven't done anything with the smelting yet. As it is, basically, it fills this one up first, and then this hopper, and this one, and so on down the line. Technically, I believe hoppers down here are empty. Yeah. There's no redstone involved other than the hoppers themselves, and yeah. But this one should be mostly full. I've also stolen coal out of there to do torches. Let's see, what else? What else have we done today? Haven't really done all that much. I could just make this be the whole episode. I have an idea on how to do this farm over here, high volume farm. We've got that one over there, which is the Nimbon MC Super XP farm that the way it's built over there isn't as high XP or drop rate as it could be. And I was thinking over here. Okay, I thought it sounded like as if I was walking up and down a ladder. I'm hearing things now. I'm thinking I have an idea on how to do this one. It involves pistons rather than droppers or dispensers. Well, you don't want to use droppers because they'll just drop the bucket. That wouldn't do you any good. Because I've done the dispensers version as well. And I was thinking, well, the very first Guardian farm I ever did was based on the one XB Crafted did on Season 3 of Hermitcraft. And it's great and all, but one of the things that I like to get from it is raw fish, because I know it's silly, but in the back of my mind I'm thinking, oh, dragon training, well, you need raw fish. You can't use cooked. They don't do cooked. Cats don't either, but that's beside the point. So I prefer the raw fish. That kind of design now, it cooks it instead of giving you the raw fish because they go through the lava. You also get cooked occasionally from Nimbon's farm. And last season, as the sun goes down, we'll prattle on a bit more. Last season I did the one that Hypno did on season 3 with the dispensers and signs and stuff, and it works really well. But I was actually thinking, what if I tried doing something a little bit different? It's sort of my own design, sort of not. It's hard to explain that one. Basically, I'd have to go into my creative world to show you guys, which actually we have time to, but I think first I'm gonna go wander over here. Oh, I found a dark spot that I didn't get lit well up enough. Found another one over there. The way I found it was I was AFK, and I'm usually fairly safe here, and then I come back and it's like, you were shot by a skeleton, and I'm like, no, I wasn't. So, but apparently that block wasn't lit. And that's all it takes. Anyways, let's go over to our creative world and I'll show you what I have in mind. Let's see, it's this one. This world. Let's see, where is it? I was doing some experiments to see if the parrots show up in the subtitles. They do. I'm thinking something like this for the Guardian farm. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure they'll spawn in flowing water, as all the other designs kind of have a lot of flowing water as well. Now, the downside is you need to make sure that this top layer of water is outside of the bounding box. But I think this will work. It should be a lot cheaper than the dispensers for sure, and a heck of a lot easier to craft. And we've got an infinite supply of iron. Cobblestone and iron, or not cobblestone, iron. The cobblestone is probably going to be the hardest part. We've got that slime farm. So, I think this is what I'm going to go with right here. Does mean this part will be a couple blocks above the top of the farm, but that's okay too. Anyway, let's go park ourselves over where I like to log out at. Over here. Over here. Yeah, got lots of little bits and bobs around here. There's a cactus farm, a melon farm, several different sugarcane farms through here. The old bud-powered ones. There should actually be, yeah, one with a single observer. With what I know now, it would be more efficient if I had observers along the whole way. Although it also helps if you're actually, I don't know, logged into the world. Little bits and bobs. The old JL design witch farm cross section that doesn't work. Yeah, it's a very old world. Anyways, back onto the server. Let's hop back on here. When I died, I realized that I hadn't reset my spawn, because I respawned over at the over at my spawn house. Sleepy sleeps. It'd be a little bit shorter of a video, mostly just talking about what I've done and plans and whatnot. I think I'm going to go ahead and make this a full episode then. I do have an idea on how I want to do this clock. I think I want to use some sort of a, well, no, hopper clock would probably be best. I just have to watch and make sure it's not like at a chunk border. Although, with last season's pumpkin and melon farm being powered by a clock, it did still duplicate the stuff. So yeah, you don't even have to put it on a chunk border. You just place them facing into each other and give it some time. It'll duplicate. Anyways, I do hope you enjoyed it, even though it was a bit more talky than anything else. If you did like it, do be sure to hit that like button. That's what that's for. If you really enjoyed it and you want to see more episodes, some with more content, some talky like this one in the future, do be sure to subscribe. And you can subscribe by clicking my little Minecraft guy's face on the screen, the picture, not the actual face. To subscribe, and you can also check out some of the other videos on the screen of mine as well. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.